We're going to talk about the power of our mindset and how it can either create or destroy whatever we want in our lives. I teach and preach about this all day long. So people know that I run a mindset business. That's what it boils down to when you meet other people like, oh, you do mindset. Because I'm not teaching you how to run Facebook ads. I'm not teaching you how to do certain strategic things. I'm always starting with who are you being? What mind are you in? What emotion you're in? And then go do the strategic thing in your business or your life. So it comes down to the energetics. It also comes down to, the who you are, right? And how you're thinking will create the result in your life. If you believe something is going to be hard, guess what? It's going to be hard. If you believe whatever you believe is going to be the outcome that has showed up in your life or going to show up in your life. Being able to question our thoughts, also identify the thoughts that are not producing the outcomes that we truly desire. Having that type of self-awareness and self-accountability is not something most people easily do. It's something that I had to really work on to condition myself to check in, to see, where is it me? Where is it me? Where is it me? And the reason why I did that is because I saw that, all I had to do was have this belief, have the emotion, get the feeling, right? Remember, there was a couple episodes previously we talked about the emotions, but the mind, I have to be able to have an unwavering thought and belief about something so that the outcome could come to my existence. Different teachers talk about the law of assumption. I talk about the law of expectation. And that I do believe is supported by the mind, the belief that of course it's on its way. Of course it's coming to me. Of course it's happening. There's not a question whether or not this will come to fruition. And the team members that even work with me, they have this strong belief. It's a rooted conviction into, yeah, it's going to work out, because really there's no other option for it to work out. This is how winners win, right? This is how successful people have success, is by instilling this type of mindset. It's a winner's mindset. It's of course it's going to work. The expectation of it's there. And many people who are not practicing or living or being able to have a very powerful mindset let their thoughts, their history, their old experiences, the perspectives they've been raised with mess with the outcome of having the belief that of course it's going to work. Then there's other people that have this, of course I'm going to do it. Yeah, it's happening. Oh my gosh, it's happening. And then it doesn't come. And so what's the difference between the two and why does it work out? Well, the people that have full on conviction, they think it, but they also feel it. They think it and they feel it, like we talked earlier. And then there's others that will think it, but truthfully, they don't really believe it deep down because they don't feel it. And so while someone will say things all day long, it doesn't really matter what they're saying. It's like, how deep is that belief ingrained? Is it a thought, which energetically is so powerful, backed by an emotion, and then taking action in that energy? That's the outcome that will happen. So remember I said earlier, like, energy doesn't lie, people do. And I don't think people are actively lying, but they are really definitely not following in alignment with themselves. So the way that I really work on my mindset, especially if I know if I have a belief that isn't true, right? And it's like, it's hindering me instead of expanding me. It's creating resistance. It's creating a block to receiving. I work on it until it becomes so fluid that it's not even that I am so behind it that it just is so neutral, right? That there's no charge either way, or I'm just like, of course that's just done. It's like, I don't have to think about it anymore. That's when they say, how do you manifest or create something? Well, you believe it's coming and you put it away. Of course that belief's there. You got fully, it's on, it's going to work. And you don't really question it. You don't look for it. You don't have doubt about it, because you just have you're holding the faith that yes, it's working. So the mindset is very, very important. So it doesn't matter what kind of failures you had in your life. It doesn't matter what kind of environment is happening, what's going on in the world, what's going on in the stock market, what Warren Buffett's doing, what anything else is happening in the world. I just say that because people act a little crazy when they see things happening. They make it mean something for them. Remember, millionaires are created in markets that are not that great. And let's look at 4 years ago. A lot of people became millionaires then. So it doesn't matter what's happening. What do you choose to believe? And this is where people will say, well, you're not being realistic. Well, You can't be realistic when you're looking for an outcome. You can't live on realism because realism is just like, look what's around you. That's the realistic. I'm looking to create something that's unrealistic, that's not the norm, that's beyond what other people are doing, that's believing in this something that I can't even see yet, but I just feel and know that's going to happen for me. That is a whole different level of belief and mindset that many people don't have the capacity to create because they're playing it safe. They don't have that winner's mindset, that success mindset. They're looking for the other shoe to drop. They're looking for a system to follow. They're looking for the 1, 2, 3. And let me tell you, people are going to give you systems. They're going to give you plans, strategies, and you can go through them and you still won't get the outcome you want without first believing that it will work, without first the mindset, the faith, the all in. Like there's no backup plan. There's no plan B. There's no like it's not going to work, going all in. That requires the most like bulletproof mindset. It requires you to think and feel on a level that you never have before. And like I said earlier, I've seen people like, I'm going to be a billionaire, I'm going to be a millionaire, but they have so much disjointed emotional energy and even their thoughts about how the wealth is created. They're thinking where the money's going to come from. They don't have things set up correctly. So I'm looking at them going, well, okay, you can say that, but I don't think that's going to happen, because you can have that, oh, it's coming in, but you haven't worked on your other stuff, So I'm like, that's why you don't have the thing you want and you're actually losing money and it's not going where you want and life's really hard for you over there because you haven't fixed the things that I can clearly see you need to fix, like work on, remove, find the root of the cause because you just keep repeating the same pattern over again. That's why you have up and low months. And, things are good one time, they're not. You got to get that consistency there, right? Or at least a growth of it going up. And then I see other people who have that strong faith and maybe that the reality is not showing it right now, but they did do the work and they're on their way to it. And they still are holding that strong belief and everything that they're doing, saying, feeling is backing it. They don't have the doubt. I could see the difference in the two people. That's when I know somebody. I don't look at what they have to determine what success they have. I determine this. Do they have these qualities? Do they have this, fire in their belly? That are they programmed with that success mindset that no matter what, they're going to have success. No matter what, they're going to have the outcome of their lives. They're not going to have to negotiate or, give up too much of themselves to not have it, if that makes sense. I feel like this was a little bit all over. Hopefully you got what I was saying. What I'm really trying to get down to it is that if you don't have a foolproof mindset and you do not how to cultivate it, I have a journaling program that is so amazing that helped me work on my mindset. The stuff that I teach, the practices that I do, I believe because I've done my emotional mastery, it has changed the game of how I journal, how I create my reality, what I choose to believe. As soon as I have the belief, it's lock and loaded, right? It means the emotions are backed. I can visualize it. I can feel it. It's done. It's already mine. I know that it's created in the quantum field. It's just a matter of how fast we're going to collapse time to get to it. It's mine. It's mine. I always get what I want. I expect it. That level of mindset is what winners and successful people believe. There is no room for self-sabotage. There's no room for doubt. There's no room for, oh my gosh, it didn't work, let me give up. There's no room for, oh, the failure, I'm going to quit. There's no room for that. None of that. It's only, of course it's going to work. I expect it. Law of expectation. It's happening. It's coming to me. It's already done. People will say that, but I'm telling you, they don't truly, fully believe it. Because if I sat them down and really asked them the poignant questions, they would tell on themselves. You've got to have unwavering faith and conviction. And people will say, well, how do you get that, Shamina? You do the work that I teach, and I get you into a state of being where you remove those blinders. You remove the perspectives that tell you otherwise. You remove the old stories. You get rid of the past. You stop repeating old habitual stories, and you get into a new place, which requires you to grow and develop and expand your consciousness and your wealth consciousness to get to that level. Things that I'm going to teach you in the in-person event in Chicago, the how-tos. Also, if you want to get started on this right away and really start working on the mind, I'll give you an example before I get into this. I had a client come to me once, and she's like, I believe that I can make much more money than this. Okay, good. She had a strong belief there. But she also had the belief that it had to be hard. She also had the belief that she was wrong for wanting it. She also had the belief that if she desired this, she'd have to give her money away to other people in her family. She also had the belief that it was going to, having the more of the money was impossible to have without giving up something that she really loved. It also meant that she was wrong for wanting the more, that her family looked at her as being greedy for, why would you want to make, 4 times the amount you're making now a month? Why would you want that? Why would you want to make $400,000-$500,000 a month? Why would you want that? That's too much money. What are you going to do with all that money? And she couldn't decide where all that money would go. She just wanted to do it. And she had nowhere for the money to go. And she had all these beliefs sitting with her. And so she felt guilty for them. She felt doubt. This woman could work. This woman could put out offers. She can sell. She could do all those things. But the outcomes weren't happening. She was a doer. And we just did a couple shifts, worked through where the blocks were. And ba-bam, bada-bing, bada-boom, we had 4 extra income. And it happened. I mean, obviously, that's not a one and done. Hopefully, she can start using a new implementation. But remember, our human is always going to go back to where they were before. That's why that's why mentorship's so good, until you've exercised that muscle so strongly that you never repeat that pattern again and you stay in the expansiveness. Because what we'll do as humans with our mindset is we'll create self-limitations, the ceilings. We will say that it takes 5 years to create $1 million, to make $1 million. We'll say, well, first I got to go from, the $30,000, $40,000 a month or 10,000, wherever you're at. And next month I've got to make, X $40,000. And then I've got to do that for a few months. And then next month I've got to make $50,000 per month. And then next month I got to make, so we create these imprisonments of where our success has to be, because the way our mind thinks that the wealth or the money or the success has to come in. But what if you just left it open? What if you just left it open to, like, I could make $1 million next month. I can make $1 million. I can make $1 million before the end of the year. What if you stayed open? What would it require you to believe and think, and not require you to think and feel to have that same answer? And that's where I come in. That's where I help women expand into that. Because without this, you could bust your butt working day and night to make that money, still not get there. You come work with me and I help you shift and stay in that shift until you get the result that you want, until you can do it on your own, and rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Of course, there's some work that has to be done. If you've been listening to my podcast episode for a while, you'll see that there are things that we have to rewire to get to, but it's possible and it's attainable. And if you hit a level in your business where you're like, I want to go to that next level, that's where you hire me. I want to go to that next level fast. You hire me, you come work with me, you get in our programs. You want to make more money. You want to make money easy. You want to do things that are easier. You want to have that mindset that's bulletproof, that that can evolve. There's no self-imposed ceilings. Successful people like to put limits on themselves and they don't even realize they're doing it. They like to put those ceilings in place. They like to make the success hard because they're programmed for hard. They think it only comes with hard work. Oh, I deserve this Porsche or whatever. I worked hard for it. Ask anybody, they'll tell you, oh, you deserve it. I don't use that language. That language is old paradigm. It's bullshit. Okay? It's not what we do here. It's not how I do things. This is why I don't subscribe to the 5:30 wake up. If you want to wake up at that hour and live your life, you want to work 15, 16 hours a day, it's up to you. If you desire not to, and you like more freedom to travel the world like I did and go to Europe with your kids, get personal drivers, go to the top restaurants, take 3 weeks off in your business and things still be okay. Actually, I took 4 weeks off because I went to Mexico the week after I got back. Be able to live like that and enjoy your life and to be with your children and whoever else. and do it the easier way, not exchange time for money, you have to understand this mindset and understand the one that you're trapped in right now is not expanding you into the more unapologetic wealth that's available for you. And I want you to understand that it's there. If you want that life, it's there for you. Do not think that it's unattainable for you, because it is. It is so unobtainable. But if you want to play for the NBA and you're 4'9", we might have to work on some things, because you might have to look for another basketball league or somewhere else, but maybe not the NBA. I'm just saying, not that there's limits, but maybe the boat sailed in there, because you could have been the first 4.9 person playing in the NBA. We don't know. How strong is your faith and belief, right? How strong is your faith and belief? How many limits are you imposing on yourself that you don't even realize right now? How many limits are you living in right now that you have no idea? Like me, I had no idea I was repeating a pattern anymore. But I'm so good at breaking patterns for the high performing, high achieving woman that I can spot them a mile away. And I can say, you're doing this, this, and this, solve that issue, and boom, accessing another level, accessing another upgrade, accessing more wealth. If that's you, then you need to really get on a call with us over here. Also, listen. Write down all the beliefs that you have. That's what I would do. And just find out which ones are true and which ones are serving you. And you won't know the other ones until you have someone reflecting back to you. That's why I'm an amazing mentor that way. I can look in and be like, did you know you were thinking this? You didn't even know. You had no idea you had the scarcity mindset. You had no idea you were living this victimhood. You had no idea you were repeating this pattern. A client of mine, we just went through this with her, and literally, boom, she had this massive opportunity come in. Like literally her business is overturned into just pure momentum and abundance when it was stalled. I mean, it was successful, but not where it could be. And now she's just like rocket fuel on it. And it's easier. It's more fun. No stress. Loving it. That's what we want to do. Not suffering. Not that. Okay? Sit with this episode. Listen to it again. Mindset. If you are not in that state of believing and knowing, then it doesn't really matter what you're doing. It's almost like you're just throwing water in a colander and it's just going right through, and you're hoping to save it to drink it later. There's nowhere to do that. You can't, because you don't have something that's foundational there to grow upon. And when you exercise this, I have the strongest belief in the whole world. And I also know it's up to me to create what I want through that beliefs. Now you'll have this powerful tool and engine to do whatever you want with it. You just need to program that subconscious to believe these beliefs. But right now they're believing something that you don't really want, and it's not getting you to that next level. So things are a little harder and tougher for you. I'm going to help you with that. Mindset. Very, very important. Okay. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it on Instagram and tag me. Also, if you haven't gone ahead and left me a 5-star review, I would love one. It really helps the channel grow. It helps me reach millions of women. I don't mind giving you my time. And I don't mind sharing all these beautiful things, because I could talk for 365 days right now with the amount of wisdom I have to share. And I feel so called to do it and share with you. So I have not put ads on this podcast yet, but I'm telling you, I've seen women making millions of dollars doing their ads, and this podcast is eligible for that. And we do want to get on XM radio. I do want to reach the masses. I know this is something that when women listen to this, their lives are changed forever, because this work is not being talked about and taught the way that I'm teaching it, that it really hits home for the woman that really resonates with it. And I know that's you. If you haven't gone and got my Unlocking the Quantum Woman book yet, why? Go get it. And guess what? The audio is coming out any day now. So go grab that and really do the exercise in there. Journal. Learn how to journal. When you learn how to journal, you will learn the most powerful thing in the world. And if you haven't gotten to accessing the quantum through emotional self-mastery, go grab that program from us. It is life-changing. In Evolved Alpha Female, if you are a woman in a business, Evolved Alpha Female will be a game changer for you, because I know many of you are that alpha female thinking that is a good thing, right? When I'm going to show you how to be a more powerful version of yourself. Go join a Quantum Woman group. And if you have not signed up for Chicago, we only have a few seats left for the VIP. Get in the room, be in the room with other millionaires and women who are changing the game, and also get a ticket for a friend. Come there, be in a place that we can quantum leap you into your next level of wealth consciousness and your upgrade. It'll happen there that weekend. We have amazing work. We have an amazing workshop available. It's going to be so bougie. My events are next level, and the women that you're going to meet, the community that you're going to create, you want to be a part of it. All right. Stay tuned for the next episode, and bye for now.